A lot of times with intra-household work at the beginning of a behavior therapy journey, folks will think that our objective is to just train the dogs into getting along. And I think sometimes it's really startling or even overwhelming to realize that that is not really something that we can do. I mean, it would kind of be like if you had roommates living together or siblings living together in a home and they weren't getting along, and we said, okay, we need to train them to get along. I think what's happening is that we underestimate how nuanced and dynamic dogs are as social creatures. And one of the reasons that I really believe that intra-household conflict should be handled by someone who specializes in intra-household conflict is because it is incredibly nuanced, like a lot more nuanced than we might think. And like anything else, there are things that we can do that seem really positive on the surface that can actually make things much worse or be really dangerous. And, this can look like everything from using suppressive methods to try to force behavior that looks like the dogs are getting along, even though their feelings are getting more and more negative toward each other. Or it can look like people using operant conditioning, positive reinforcement training. And that's messing up the data enough that the discomfort that the dogs are feeling is no longer super overt. And then, just like can happen with suppressive methods, it feels like the big fight happened out of nowhere. So then it feels really unpredictable, really unmanageable. But if we take a closer look, we can find out that actually it makes total sense. Intra-household work is kind of like family therapy. We need to work with each individual holistically, sort of globally. And then we work on relationship. But for example, if I have a dog who is sleep deprived, experiencing pain in their body, has an untreated anxiety disorder, is going into the red zone multiple times a day, I can't just jump into relationship work with that dog and another dog in the home. They're not having their basic needs met in that way. And I don't mean to imply intentional negligence. This is very common. It's because these needs are unrecognized, not because they are uncared about. We can't possibly take a trigger stack, sleep-deprived, painful dog and say, could you maybe just be okay with your sister coming over into your space when you're sleeping? We may need to do that direct work, but first we have to make sure that the dog feels okay in their body so that it's not painful when their sibling comes over, they're tensing up, so that they perceive that they can move away, that doesn't feel or seem painful for them, so that sleep is not such a scarce resource, so that a lack of sleep is not impacting their ability to handle stress. We have to reduce the trigger stacking so that they're not on their last straw when this happens. Otherwise, we're going to be spinning our wheels and our work is not going to be as efficient or as thorough or as safe as we want it to be.